All right. Hi, John. Thanks for coming in today.
Hey Jason, how you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you. Um, Now, you sent out an app, a new app that you have. And so I was taking a look at it and I thought it was pretty great, the features and tools that are there. Wondering if you can just tell me a little about it.
Sure. Yeah, so it's a free app, and what it does is it teaches you about mortgages and how they work. And at the same time, it's going to help increase your financial literacy. And because it's on a phone, you can use it anywhere at any time. And because it's free, you're not going to get bombarded with in-app purchases or those pop-up ads that drive you crazy. The other thing is it's private. So you're not going to be going on a web page. You're not going to be entering your confidential information. And who knows where that's going to go. So your information is going to be safe.
Yeah, that's definitely a concern nowadays, the security. So what kind of things will the app be able to do?
Yeah, great question. So it does a number of things. The main thing it does is it really helps you understand, what you can afford given your unique situation. It's also going to keep you up to date with trends in the marketplace, with rates, and it's got a whole number of tools and calculators that will do things like side-by-side comparisons to help you make decisions. Maybe at renewal time, I want to stay with my lender, maybe I want to shop around. Maybe I want to figure out, how can I pay my mortgage off faster?
Okay, perfect. And so how does it work and maybe where can I get it?
Sure. Yeah, so really all you're going to do is you're going to input your numbers into the various calculators, and they're going to give you the answers that you're looking for. Now, it's very, very user-friendly. And what we found is, the more you use it, the more you play around with the different calculators, you'll see that your financial literacy is just steadily increasing. And it's designed to be intuitive, but you know what? You might get stuck, you might need some help. It's got a great feature. There's actually a live person in the background, and all you do is you hit the chat button, you type in your questions, and they're going to do their best to answer them. Now that's completely free and included with the app.
Okay, perfect. Now, can you tell me a little bit about the different calculators? You mentioned that earlier, that there's different calculators on the app.
Yeah, sure. There's actually quite a few, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just touch on the main ones, okay? So there's a purchase calculator, and what this is doing is really a planning tool to help you understand the total cost of home ownership. So let's say, for example, you're currently renting and you want to know, well, what would it cost to own a home? So you can quickly figure that out and make the comparison. Or, maybe your family's expanding and you're looking at trading up to a larger home. So again, really, it's a planning tool that's going to show you the total cost of home ownership. There's
That's
also
sorry. That's okay.
There's also a stress test calculator. So you've heard about all these new rules that the government has put in place, to help us. And what this calculator does is it's built in all of those rules, and it's going to show you exactly the maximum loan that you could qualify for with all those rules. There's a GDS TDS calculator. Now, these are just fancy acronyms that the banks are going to use, and this is really what they're doing behind the scenes to calculate, what they think you'd qualify for, which is often different than what you think you'd qualify for, right? So it's kind of a neat app because it's taking you behind the curtain, to show you how they're kind of secretly evaluating your situation. The other calculator I really like is the side-by-side calculator, where you can set up, two different scenarios and helps you make decisions about, which way you want to go. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to share that screen with you now to give you a little demo.
Sure.
So if it blows up, you're going to have to edit it out. Never do a live demo. Isn't that what they say?
And while you're pulling that up, I think that's pretty great. So even if somebody is in the early stages of their application process, they could literally go to the app, punch in the numbers, and get a rough idea, so long as the numbers are accurate, what it can do for them. So I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So what I've got here up on the screen is I've got the side-by-side comparison calculator. Now I've got it set up with two different scenarios, and they're both exactly the same right now. So we've got a $390,000 loan, a 2.75% fixed rate over 5 years with a $1,796 monthly payment. So this is kind of a current market scenario. So now let's say you get your renewal offer from your current lender, and they're going to offer you 3.25%. So it's only 0.5%, no big deal, right? Well, actually, if you look at the calculator, what it's showing you is over the next 5 years, you're going to be paying that lender an extra $9,200 of interest. And also at the end of that term, you're going to owe them an extra $3,000. So really, if you accept their offer, you're going to be about $12,000 behind. So what I like to ask myself at this point in time is, am I really being treated fairly? Do they really value me as a customer? Well, I know what I think about that. So let's say you want to work with us and we're going to help you find a better deal. So let's go back to our 2.75, and now everything's the same again. So the other useful thing about this calculator is it can show you how to pay your mortgage off faster. Okay. So if we go down here, we're looking at a $1,796 monthly payment for the frequency. So what happens if we change that frequency? So you've got a number of choices here, monthly, etc. So we're going to look at the accelerated biweekly. And you can see what that's done here is it's basically chopped this $1,796 into two pieces of $898 each. You're going to make this payment every 2 weeks. But because there's 52 weeks in the year, you're actually making 26 of these payments, which is kind of like making 13 monthly payments. So we can see here right away, you save about $700 in interest over the term. Yeah, it's not a huge amount of money, but yeah, nothing to sneeze at either. The number I really like, if we look now at the amount of loan you've paid down an extra $9,700 in principal. And you can see that reflected here. You've shaved off 2 years and 8 months off the life of your mortgage. So we really like this calculator because it helps us at your renewal time. We can decide if we think you're being treated fairly. If you are being treated fairly, we're going to let you know that. And you can rest assured that, you're a valuable customer and you're being treated fairly. And for us, we think that that's useful information and that's a win for you. And, if you're not being treated fairly, we'll work with you to find you a better deal. And hopefully you'll save a lot of money in interest and pay your mortgage off faster. And, that's a win too. So either way, we think it's really important at renewal time that we work with you to review the offer that your current lender is providing you. So that's the side-by-side calculator.
No, that makes sense. Now, one of the things that one of my clients recently experienced, and you sort of hit on there, is they had gone into their bank and their bank told them a rate, and they said, okay, can you do anything better? And she goes, well, I could probably go to here. And then they went out and spoke to a friend of theirs. It was a mortgage broker, and the mortgage broker got them a better rate. And they went back to the branch and said, oh, we're going to switch our mortgage. And the branch said, no. Okay, we'll match that rate. And they felt like they were lied to, or like that, there was the process there doesn't have a lot of honesty in it. And so that's where they sort of were discouraged and ended up going back to their friends and saying, we don't want our money there, because if we have a question about the mortgage, they felt that they couldn't go back to the bank again and feel like they got a straight answer. So having a tool like this to be able to do an evaluation and then coming to you for a second opinion can be really powerful.
Absolutely. And that's the same message we have for our customers is, what? Go back to your bank, ask them to put their best foot forward. Okay? Now we're going to see if we can get a better rate. If you then go back to them and they weren't really putting their best foot forward, you know, like what kind of a relationship do you have with them? And, you know, do they really value you as a customer, or are they just trying to, you know, get the most out of you for the value of their shareholders, right?
Yeah, they do have a fiduciary duty to look after the shareholder, right? Maximize profits and look after the shareholder. So I can understand the position of the bank and the obligation that they have, but it just feels really crappy being that client who you think the bank has your back and then realize
Yeah,
that maybe not so much.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. Now you work together with a partner, which I thought was kind of cool. And I kind of joked that you're the face and he's the brains, but can you explain how this all works, who you guys are and how it works?
Yeah, sure. So Brad Giesler is my partner, and we've split up the duties where, you know, he's going to be working on all the operations. So he'll be doing all the mortgage applications, and I do all the marketing and business development.
Okay, perfect. And so why should somebody think about using the two of you?
Well, thanks, Jason. That's a great question, and we appreciate the opportunity. You know, we know there's a lot of choice out there. It's an incredibly competitive environment, but you know, there's also a range of services too. So at the one end, you can go on the internet by yourself and find your own mortgage. And you know what? For the do-it-yourselfer, that's a great solution. You know, in between, you know, if you really like your bank and you're happy with the single product line that they're offering you, hey, that could be a great solution too. And up at the top end of the spectrum is full service, and that's where we feel that we sit. Okay, so our mission is to educate you about mortgages and how they work so that you can make the most informed decision. You know, our goal is to help you increase your financial literacy so you can achieve financial freedom sooner. You know, even after you've moved in, we're going to make ourselves available to answer any of your questions as your situation changes. You know, in fact, we offer an annual mortgage health checkup where we're going to check in with you. We're going to review your current situation and your future plans. We're going to share with you trends in the marketplace, what's going on with rates, and we'll give you some tips on how to pay your mortgage off faster. You know, we want you to view us as your mortgage partner for life. Okay, so this is especially useful at renewal time, as we discovered earlier with the demonstration. You know, we're going to help you find out if you're being treated fairly, and if you're not, we're going to help find you a better deal. So kind of as a final note, you know, we've been educating our mortgage customers here for over 20 years, and we've been helping them increase their financial literacy. And if you're truly going to view us as your mortgage partner for life, we're going to have to work really, really hard to make sure you have the best possible experience. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So if that's of interest to you, we'd love to work with you. We'd love to hear from you. Just give us a call, send us an email, and we really look forward to working with you soon.
Perfect, Brad. Now I'll put the email address and the phone number in the comments below, and the app as well. We'll provide a link to that if they want to do it. Can they reach out to you directly through the app? That was something that I didn't know.
Yes, they can send messages too. So there's two ways you can sort of use it anonymously, or you can register with your email, in which case we can communicate that way as well.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for the time today, John.
Thank you.
Answered all my questions.
Yeah, we really appreciate the opportunity.
Well, my pleasure.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great. Thanks.
Bye.